Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News and welcome to Breaking News because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have reached a full agreement with Karim Adeyemi and they have officially submitted an offer to Dortmund for the signing of the German attacker. Now, during yesterday's podcast, a lot of people were asking me, Mo, Adeyemi, there are reports linking Barcelona with Adeyemi. What is going on? And I said, I have seen those reports, but I haven't been able to confirm them myself. Well, don't worry, because I have confirmed them, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that yes, the news is true. Barcelona have reached a total agreement with the player for his signing, and they have officially submitted an offer to Dortmund. Now, Karim Adeyemi, if you don't know who he is, I'm sure you guys all do, but in case you don't, he's a 24-year-old German attacker currently playing at Dortmund. He is a left-footed winger. He plays on the right, but can also play as a left winger and can also play as a center forward as well. Someone that has said multiple times in the past that he wants to join Barcelona, that his dream is to play for Barcelona, that his dream is to play with Lionel Messi. And well, now the dream of Karim Adeyemi will become true. He has reached an agreement with Barcelona to play for our beloved club for 5 seasons, and everything else is agreed to, including salary, bonuses, etc., etc. We don't know the exact figures of that contract. I'm sure we will find out more as time goes by, but we do know that the agreement between Barca and Adeyemi is complete, has been reached. Adeyemi has agreed to play for Barca for 5 seasons. Now, of course, the next step will be to reach an agreement with his current club, Dortmund, who are open to selling him. This is very important as well, because what's the point of reaching an agreement with a player if his current club don't want to sell him, right? Dortmund have been trying to renew the contract of Adeyemi for quite some time. Back in February, he told them that he had no interest in renewing with them, even though they offered him a very long contract with a gradual increase in salary. And because he said that he didn't want to renew, Dortmund have decided to place him on the market. Now, Dortmund tried everything to renew him. They even relegated him to the bench, not giving him playing time, but that did not affect the player. He insisted on wanting to leave, so Dortmund now open for his sale. Now, Dortmund have put a price tag of 40 million euros on the player, but Barcelona have only offered 20 million. And if you're wondering, Mo, why would Barcelona offer half of what the price tag is? Well, the reality is that Dortmund don't really have that much negotiating power here. Karim Adeyemi's contract expires next summer in 2027. He's already told them that he doesn't want to renew, and he has told them that he wants to go to Barcelona. So what are Dortmund's options? Either make some money now or risk Karim Adeyemi leaving for free next summer. And of course, some money is better than no money, and that is why Barcelona have submitted a 20 million euro offer to Dortmund. It's reported that even though Dortmund have put a price tag of 40 million on him, that they would be happy something closer to 30, including variables as well. So, of course, do not discard or do not rule out the option that Barcelona could end up paying 30 mil for Karim Adeyemi, 20 fixed, and maybe 10 in variables, which honestly, whether it's 20, whether it's 30, whether it's 40, I think that's an incredible bargain for someone like Karim Adeyemi, the kind of winger that Barcelona will be able to get the best out of. You know, someone who's fast, who's great at dribbling, who can take on defenders 1v1, who can score goals, who can provide assists, who has great crosses, and more importantly, he's just as active off the ball than he is on the ball, something that's very, very important for Hansi Flick. And speaking of Hansi Flick, it's been revealed that this was Hansi Flick's request himself. It was Flick that asked Barcelona to sign Adeyemi. Of course, Flick is very familiar with Adeyemi. He coached him back when he was the coach for Germany. In fact, Karim Adeyemi debuted under Hansi Flick, if I remember correctly. So this was Hansi Flick's personal request. So for people who were asking me yesterday, Mo, What do you think about this signing? And I'll make it pretty simple. If Flick has asked for him, then I'm happy with this signing because, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one coach that we need to fulfill his wishes is Hansi Flick, because we've seen what he has done with our team, with what he had, and to bring him something that he's actually requested, I'm all for it. If Hansi Flick tomorrow asks for, I don't know, Tim Ream, if you don't know who Tim Ream is, he's a center back for the United States men's national team, an absolute trash of a center back. But hey, if Hansi Flick asks for Tim Ream, I'm all for it. Bring him Tim Ream, because in Hansi Flick we trust, ladies and gentlemen. So Flick requested the signing of Karim Adeyemi. Barcelona have reached an agreement with Karim Adeyemi, and now we're awaiting the response from Dortmund, as Barcelona have submitted that 20 million euro bid. Now they're saying that this deal will happen, that it's very, very close to happening. Some are saying that this signing could be completed by Monday. Yes, by Monday. Why Monday? Because Monday is the first day of the Barcelona preseason, and Hansi Flick wants to count on Adeyemi from day one. Now, what does this mean for the team overall, having Adeyemi, another winger on the team? Well, it finally means that we will have a quality alternative to Lamine Yamal. Last season, we had a big problem. We had Lamine and Rafinha, right, as our two wingers. And if one of them was injured, if one of them was tired, if one of them was suspended, we were screwed. There was no one to substitute Lamine Yamal. Yes, we had Rooney Bardghji, but as we saw towards the end of the season, he was nowhere ready, nowhere close to being able to start for Barcelona. On the left side, if Rafinha was out, we were screwed because we had Rashford. And as you know, with Rashford, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. You never know what version of Rashford you will get. That is no longer going to be the case for next season. If Rafinha's injured, tired, or whatever, boom, we have Anthony Gordon. If Lamine is tired, injured, or whatever, boom, we have Karim Adeyemi. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen, because if we want to compete for all competitions, we need depth. But depth in numbers is not enough. You also have to have depth in quality, because you could technically have 10 wingers, and if 9 of them all suck, what's the point, right? You want substitutes or alternatives, but you also want quality alternatives. That way, if your starters are not available, the quality of the team doesn't go down, and that's exactly what we are achieving with the signing of Karim Adeyemi and, of course, with the signing of Anthony Gordon. Now, this is not the first time that Barcelona have considered the signing of Adeyemi. In fact, if you go back to the channel, you'll see here a video from 9 months ago where I reported that Barcelona had targeted Karim Adeyemi. Now, why am I showing you this? I'm not showing you this to brag. I'm showing you this because I know a lot of people always complain, Mo, Barcelona's always tracking names. Barcelona always looking at players. Barcelona just track and scout and they don't do anything. Well, of course they need to track and scout, my friends. How else are you going to know whether a player would be a good fit? You have to watch them for a long time. You have to see how they play against different opponents in different tournaments, how they progress throughout the season as fatigue sets in, as injuries set in. You cannot just sign a player based on 1 and 2 matches. You have to watch them for many, many months. And Barcelona were tracking Karim Adeyemi from, look, this was 9 months ago. So please do not get frustrated when you see Barcelona currently being linked with names, scouting them, tracking them, and then saying, Mo, why aren't Barcelona signing them? Because things take time. You can't just sign any player. You have to track up for quite some time. And this is why I'm showing you this. This is not to brag. This is just so you'll understand how the scouting process works. It doesn't happen overnight, right? You have to track players for many months and then make a decision on whether a player will be a good fit for your squad or not. And while Barcelona have decided, well, Hansi Flick has decided that, yes, Karim Adeyemi is a good fit, and therefore they have reached an agreement with him and they have submitted a bid for Dortmund. This, of course, is not a replacement for Julian Alvarez. I got to make that clear. Adeyemi is coming to reinforce the right wing. Barcelona's #1 option for the center forward remains Julian Alvarez. However, and this is very important, this is a very important implication, this only strengthens Barcelona's negotiation standpoint when they go to try to sign Julian. Why do I say that? Because right now, Atletico Madrid already have a problem, right? Julian has told them he doesn't want to stay at their club, that he doesn't believe in their project, that he wants to leave, and that he wants to join Barca and Barca alone. So Barcelona can go and say, hey, you guys have a problem. Julian doesn't want to be there. Let me take him off your hands. You're the ones with the problem, right? Not me. I'm doing you a favor. Now, before these signings, Atletico could say, no, you also have a problem. You don't have a number 9. Who's going to play in that position? So don't act like you're doing me a favor. You also need this guy. True. But now we have signed not 1, but 2 players that are capable of playing in the number 9 position. Anthony Gordon and now Karim Adeyemi. So now Barcelona's position is even stronger. Now it's like, no, you're the one with the problem. You have a player that doesn't want to be there. I need a number 9. Yeah, of course I do. I'm not going to lie. But guess what? If I don't get one, I'm okay. I just signed 2 guys that can play in that position. I just signed Gordon and I just signed Adeyemi. So do I need a 9? Yes. But is my season over if I don't sign one? No, because I just signed 2 guys that can play in that position. So this only strengthens Barcelona's position in the negotiation for Julian Alvarez, because as we know, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have spoken and they have tabled the negotiations for after the World Cup. So once Argentina's World Cup is over, whether it's the final or before, hopefully the final, they're gonna sit down, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and this move only strengthens Barcelona's position. Anyways, that is all. I wish I could read you guys' comment. I see the chat section going crazy, but I am at work. In fact, I took a break real quick so I could do this live. So unfortunately, I cannot read you guys' comments. I will read them later, but drop a comment down below. Let me know, what do you guys think? Karim Adeyemi is coming to Barcelona. The agreement is reached with him. Barcelona right now finalizing the agreement with Dortmund. By the way, Adeyemi is represented by Jorge Mendes, someone who's very close to Barcelona, or at least does a lot of business with Barcelona. He represents Lamine Yamal, Marc Asado, Alejandro Valde, Joao Cancelo, which we're also finalizing that for people who keep saying, oh, everybody's signing, Barcelona is not. Cancelo, Gordon, Adeyemi, and hopefully Julian Alvarez. What else do you guys want? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this signing. I'm going to go back to work. I just took this quick break so I can bring you this news after I was able to confirm it. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, Visca Barça.